You may have seen the front page of the Daily Nation. KRA tax shocker for farmers' businesses. The KRA has rescinded its decision to exempt farmers as well as small businesses with an annual turnover of less than 5 million shillings from the requirement to produce electronic invoices for their sales as the government moves to seal leakages and boost collections from hard to tax areas. And that's the conversation I want us to begin with. First of all, let me begin with you, Dr. Mutunga, because you're the chairperson of the Agriculture Committee at the National Assembly, and it appears that so much may have passed without the knowledge of some of your colleagues in the National Assembly. That's why they are opposing this rollout, which is contained in the Finance Act of 2023. What exactly is going on, and what are you dealing with at the Agriculture Committee when especially farmers are raising their voices against this?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We, at the Agriculture Committee, we made a contribution to the bill. We looked at many things that needs to be taxed. Mm-hmm. But our focus was a lot more at the tail end of the value chain, mm-hmm. where the farmer actually does not become the major beneficiary in the entire production and product management process. At the product management level, or where we have the off-takers, farmers of this country have been disadvantaged to the extent that they do not have storage facilities, and therefore they meet at the marketplace at the same time, depending on what product we are talking about. If it is built during the peak production season, all of them try to take their milk wherever, and sometimes they have hand to pour on their own side. Mm-hmm. If it is serious, especially, they meet at the marketplace and depress the prices themselves. They create temporary glut, and therefore the prices go so low. So they sell at very low prices, sometimes lower than the cost of production. That being the case, the farmer does not benefit. Whoever benefits is the person who takes up that particular product and stores it for some time so that they may sell later. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones who have the margins. Those margins are never taxed. And that is what we are looking at. There is the issue of how do we consolidate this? Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when the statement from KRA comes in, I just want to read a bit of it. The KRA would like to remind the public that all persons carrying on business, including those in the informal sector and small businesses, are required to electronically generate and transmit their invoices to KRA via the eTIMS system. And specifically says that the sensitization is going on to farmers, locally traders and artisans. I mean, what is the interpretation of that by your committee?
Sensitization is necessary because everybody needs to understand how the eTIMS works. Mm-hmm. Because eTIMS has to do with capturing the turnover. And I mean, the billing, rather invoicing, mm-hmm. the value of the business done. And that is how the farmers also, if you consider farming as a business, that's how the farmers come in, because they are operating in an environment where everybody is equally, exposed to the taxation process.
So when you compare what you're just telling me now and what you just said a few minutes ago...
You asked me what we were doing as a committee. I said our contributions were looking specifically at that segment. Uh-huh. If you look at it, let me just give you a very practical example. Why do we have certain companies thriving so much, irrespective of the hardships? And I'll mention a few. Mm-hmm. Most of the brewers in this country are those who sell cigarettes, the little leisure, when somebody gets little money which is not properly earned, hard earned, mm-hmm. you don't plan for it, so you end up spending it anyhow. So that is why you see many people will have the telephone, even more than one line, more than one phone. This is the money we are saying, there's so much of that money floating, which needs to be looked into. How do they get this money? Most of them engage in commodity trade or commodity exchange. And that commodity exchange process needed to be captured. And that's how we based our arguments in the committee level.
So will farmers be taxed or not?
The government doesn't exempt. The idea is, if you have to tax a farmer properly, you must be able to determine what is the cost of. That's where the intricacies are. That's where the problem is. We must know how much does the farmer produce a kilo of maize, for instance, at. so that you may say now there's a different, there is the deficit. And it is possible that they may be making, profits, and that is what probably needs to be looked into.
I want us to listen to what the Deputy President